Welcome to the Snipers Club. I'm your host, the Sniper, and an even bigger welcome to our new show, Hatty The Posterboy. I wonder why we've called it that. It's great if you're looking for try scorers, and even better if your name's Harriet or Henrietta. In this show, we'll be looking at players to score a Hatty in the upcoming round, and we'll be building a multi at odds of $101 or higher, and having a chat about a few more topical themes in the NRL. Today, we're delighted to welcome Jaidyn back to the show, our resident Storm superfan, and the bane of bookies all over Australia. She's been banned in every single shop for ransacking those bookie satchels. Welcome, Jaidyn. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thanks for having me
I'm
on
good
again.
as well. Pleasure. Awesome. So let's kick off. Have you been to any Storm games recently?
The last one I went to was the Storm Broncos game. Yeah, so it was a good game. I had a couple of bets going, so it made it more exciting. But most of all, it was good to see the boys get a win. So yeah,
Awesome. Are you going tomorrow?
yeah. I'm going tomorrow. I can't wait. Anzac Day is always good. It would be a little bit different, you know. We're not versing Warriors, but it'll still be good up against the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, because now you've got pretty much everyone back and firing, but it's been, would you say, a little bit underwhelming the last few weeks?
Yeah, honestly, I think it is a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, I think that our spine hasn't fully clicked yet. I thought we'd see a bit more getting a few of the forwards back last week, some agile forwards, but yeah, hopefully we just keep building on it.
Okay. And how do you think the new guys have done? Joe Chan, Sean Blaw.
Yeah, I think Sean Blaw has been, like, to be honest, outstanding. I thought the first couple of weeks he sort of looked pretty like gassed, just match fitness wise. But I think he didn't have a great preseason. I heard Bellamy say so. I think he's adjusted well though. With Munster coming back as well. He looks really yeah, just honestly, I'm starting to see the sort of skills that everyone was talking about, and yeah, he just sort of to me in the first few rounds was just looked like kind of all he did was kind of run hard. But I'm starting to see, you know, he's got like really good skill and quite agile as well. And then in Chan, it's good to have him back. He looked good last week coming off the bench in the middle. Yeah, I think he can play a really dominant role in the future. To be honest, yeah.
Okay. What sort of minutes are you expecting? Because Blaw played, what, 70 a couple of weeks ago? Did he have reduced minutes last week?
Uh, I think Bloor played the off the top of my head. I thought he played the 80.
Yeah?
Um,
Okay.
I, yeah, I can't fully remember. And yeah, I think Bellamy did say there was a couple of times he wanted to get him off because he looked wrecked, but he just kept
Right.
sort of finding more. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, 80 moving forward though. Yeah, I think he'll be an 80-minute player.
Okay, awesome. And what do you make of Munster? Because if you look at it, he's been quiet since around round 12 last year. We know he's carrying some kind of injury. He's probably played too much over the last few years. But what's your personal
Yeah.
view on what's going on with him?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. I feel like the expectation's obviously high just because, it's obviously Cameron Munster. I do agree, he's sort of being quiet. He's carrying that injury. He's came out and said, he probably won't be at 100% sort of thing. But I think it's more just the team. Like, I feel like across the park, it sort of seems they're not clicking. Like, you look at Grant even. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think, yeah, I think they're just a little bit quiet and it's just a flow on effect. I don't think it's really. I think Munster's obviously still working. He's got a new edge. Yeah, he's got. I think he's got Meany outside of him. But I think it's Meany's. Oh no, Remus and Coates, and he's also got Bloor outside of him. So it's a new edge. So I think he's just finding his feet, and yeah, hopefully once the spine starts clicking, yeah, he starts to show up.
Yeah, because he could have put Pappy through a couple of times last week, but he just held on to the ball too long. Took an unnecessary tackle. He had a really good support runner there. And it looked
Yeah, I
like he
did see
was
that.
maybe, what, 10% off it, would you say? 20% off it?
Yeah, I do. I think he's just missing that jump a little bit. Yeah, and hopefully it's just due to just coming back late. He didn't have much of a preseason, and yeah, hopefully. I mean, hopefully that it's not that groin injury that's bothering him. But yeah, he just seems a little bit off the pace. I agree. But hopefully it's Munster, he just finds himself back, yeah.
The interesting thing that you just mentioned is Harry Grant. Do you read the Storm Machine? It's a really good Storm newsletter that comes out on a Monday.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I
Okay,
didn't have a read of that. Did they mention Grant?
yeah. So I'll send it through to you so that you've got it in your
Mm,
inbox every Monday. They've been talking over the last few weeks
mm,
about how the Storm struggle the more tired that Harry Grant gets. So all teams have been working on tiring Harry Grant, so he's completely gassed, and all the
mm,
other combinations in the Storm team start to sort of lose a little bit of impetus. Speed of the play the balls
mm,
from the ruck slows down, and then you end up in more of a
mm.
grind scenario. So that's a
Yeah.
theme to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. I have noticed Harry's been so gassed, and a few times I thought, Wishart would come on, but it's at like all the games they're playing, they're only winning by one try max, sort of thing. So they kind of can't get him off. But yeah, he has looked wrecked.
Have you guys been starting Grant, or has it been coming on after 15 to 20?
No, we've been starting him. I think he's been playing the 80. There was a couple
Yeah.
times I saw him get a rest in the early rounds. But yeah, since then, as I said, I thought there's been a few times that they'll bring him off, but they just haven't.
Yeah, because at certain points last season, he was bringing him on after 15 or 20
Mm.
minutes, wasn't he? For more impact.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. I think last year, majority of the year, he only played 60 off the top of my head. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so it will be interesting to see if they do anything. But hopefully, as I said earlier, the forwards and Nelson coming back and Chan, they kind of got good footwork and stuff. So hopefully they just open it up a bit more for him. But yeah, it's not
Okay, cool.
not really going to help his fitness. Well, no, it wouldn't even be his fitness. I think it's just they're overworking him, as you said.
Yeah. So you were at the Broncos game. Did you get to see the meanie Warbrick defensive sort of whatever you want to call it, the defensive lapses right in front of your eyes?
To be honest, I didn't. I personally thought they were going okay together, and I don't know if that's just due. You had me on earlier in the year, and I said that I didn't like sort of any centre they put in our team last year that played over on that side. So yeah, I don't know if my expectations just mean he's better than they are, sort of thing. So I just rate the combination, but I honestly didn't notice too much. I was quite happy with them until the Bulldogs game where Cherry and Josh Adokar and Kickout ran amok on them, and mostly due to wrong reads and things like that. Which yeah, I was like, oh, here we go again.
Do you think that edge should be broken up, or do you think they just need more time to gel?
No, I think they need more time to gel. I mean, Meany's a smart footy player. The positions he can play, and you could just see it. Like he's smart. I think it's just centre might take a bit of time for him, and Warbrick as well. I think honestly, usually I think he's quite a smart defensive winger. I think sometimes the inside of him don't do him many favors, and he's often in a 2-on-1 situation. But yeah, I think they'll click. Yeah, well, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I don't think Warbrick's a bad defender either. I just think he's had a little bit of a
Mm,
bad run whilst they've been adjusting to a new combination.
mm.
Who would your other option be at right centre if it wasn't Meany?
I know they think highly of Grant Anderson, and I've seen him a little bit, and he looks quite good. Once again, smart, makes good decisions when I've watched him play. But yeah, I think he'd probably be next in line. To be honest, I don't really know. I know we've obviously got Young and Seve; they're all still in our ranks, but I don't really know too much about what's going on with them. But yeah, I'd probably say Anderson. He's young, hasn't had his chance yet, so yeah.
Awesome. So let's move on. So far this season, we think we're missing one, guys. So if anyone does know who we're missing, please let us know in the comments. So we've had Hattie so far from Sloane, Hammer, Bostock, Taruva, Burton, and the Fox. Let's move on to your Hattie the poster boy for this week. Who have you come up with, Jaidyn, and why?
So I've come up with a winger, surprise, surprise, but I've actually came up with Dallin Witteni-Zelezniak up against the Titans. For a few reasons. I think Titans can be sort of pulled apart defensively anyway, and up against the Warriors' attack is just, yeah, they can pull teams apart, even the better teams apart, to be honest. So I think that right edge is going to have some joy, and I think Capewell's out, and they've got Jacob Laban playing outside Sean Johnson. Well, I assume he'll play right side. He's a hard running sort of second rower, runs a nice line. He's young, but I think he'll open up that edge as well. And also, to be honest, the main reason is Dylan Walker back. He played the first 2 weeks. I think he's underrated in that middle when he comes on. He just straightens up their attack so much, and yeah, I just think we'll see a better attack from the Warriors, and hopefully, yeah, some joy on that right edge with Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, which is paying $9 to score 3 or more, and that's with Sportsbet.
That sounds really low, doesn't it? $9 for a hat trick.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought maybe they've got my same thinking.
You've played it super safe there, haven't you?
Hey, I'm going with what I think will come through. So
Okay, because Dylan Walker plays like a third halfback sometimes, so I can definitely see your thinking there. All right, cool. So we'll
yeah,
keep an eye on that, guys. Do shop around because you may be able to find slightly higher odds. I wouldn't be confident backing anything at such low odds, but who am I to talk? Because this is quite a difficult job picking a Hatty the poster boy. So my Hatty the poster boy is Micah Sevo. Oh my god! In England, you
ooh,
say he's quite Marmite. You either love him or hate him. And half the time on our chat was slating him, but he's back in the team. He's on the left wing. He's playing against that Manly right-hand side defence, which just turns off so often. He's known for scoring hatties. And if he can go through once, there's potential that he can go through another 2 times. And we saw Khan Pereira really do some damage on that side against Manly last week. So my choice is Micah Sevo. He's paying $29 for a hattie. And
ooh.
yeah, it's probably worth looking at. He's not playing
Do
at home
you
though.
do you think that he is? Do you think Dylan Brown's back on that left edge,
You've got your Dylan,
or you're
I've
not?
got mine.
No, but do you
Yeah,
think he'll be playing outside? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, I've definitely
Okay,
got Dylan
awesome.
Brown on the left, and I've got Blaise Tailongi on the right on our expected team sheets. So that
Awesome.
$29 may be a little bit of value, but I think my Dylan can do more damage than yours. So there we go.
I
Right.
like it.
Cool. Let's move on. What have you come up with for your Hail Mary play, a multi of $101 or higher, Jaidyn?
Okay, so what we have here is we have a 6-leg multi. I kind of go with my multis. I don't like to really go too many, like with my bigger multis and higher odds. I don't like to go too many from the one game. So I've gone, 6-leg, all from different games. So first we've got Jackson Ford for the Warriors up against the Titans, Tanner Boyd, Harley Smith Shields. I just think that someone like Sean Johnson, as I said, Dylan Walker back there, I think they can open up that edge and he'll get a nice run to the line. Second leg, I got player A or player B to score, which is Cameron Munster or Xavier Coates. That's once again South up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs right edge. I think that Storm can do some damage, and I'm hoping that that one's pretty high scoring. Then we've got Jason Saab up against the Parramatta Eels. Your boy Micah Sevo. I think that he can sort of make the wrong decisions quite often, and I think the way that Manly's left edge play, their right edge play, they can get Saab over with teams probably banking on Olakau'atu and jamming in a bit more than they should. Then I got Dean Mariner up against the Tigers. Once again, sort of same thinking. That right edge, Reece Walsh can just give his wingers absolutely like so much room and so much time. So I think Dean Mariner is a good go. Then we've got Brian To'o up against the Queensland Cowboys. Similar thing, Cowboys right edge. I don't think of that that great if they've got a weakness. It's their middles and their right edge and to the eye. I just think with Nathan Cleary back, I think Panthers will be playing sort of left to right, and I think Bryant will get over in that on that left edge. And then the final leg is Teague Wilton for the Sharks. I think quite similar. I just think that he can run a nice line. He's been looking so dangerous lately. And so I've gone with them. And I have got, also with Teague Wilton, I'm relying on Kaya Weeks to be playing that right edge half. And I just think he'll get run over. So yeah, all up, that one's paying 108 to 1. And that's on Sportsbet also.
Nice. Would you mind recapping that in the notes for us later? So we'll attach it to the podcast for everyone so they don't have to get their pen and paper out whilst they're listening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, easy.
Okay, awesome. Right, so that sounds really exciting. The first question I had was Jackson Ford. I thought that was Did you see his stats from last week?
I did see his stats, but his stats before that, and I just think that I don't know. I just feel like that game he did look a bit injured, to be honest. But I'm hoping I'm hoping that this week the Warriors team kind of goes back to how they were playing. They did get dominated, but I also think on top of that he was injured, so I'm not too worried about that. And as I said, up against Tanner Boyd and Harley Smith Shields, I just think that Warriors left edge is a good chance.
Okay, I thought he might actually lose his place, but I guess we'll only know just as team news drops tomorrow. All right, so we've got a question in from a listener. It's the same listener that emailed you last time, Jaidyn. It's a guy called Music Life. He asked you an awkward question last time, didn't he?
Yeah, here we go again, I think. Yes, I do.
Okay, his question is, as a lifelong Sharks fan for over 20 years, I like the direction we're heading. However, I still think that Nico Hines has at least another season or two before he becomes a mature halfback. And that's really crucial to handle the pressure of the big games and finals footy. Do you agree, Jaidyn, or can you see him maturing in that role a little bit faster?
That's a good question. Nico, I see the point. Like, I feel like the way he plays, because he sort of isn't that natural sort of halfback, that natural halfback that has that really strong mind and just like a Adam Reynolds sort of player. He's more, off the cuff sort of thing. So I don't know if it's more, I would say, just I feel like I agree in the sense that I feel like in probably a couple of years he'll gain sort of like all that experience and sort of just a more level head. But I think at the moment, I think I'm gonna say I agree. I think it will take a couple of years. I can't imagine anytime soon unless he sort of had an experienced sort of spine with him. I think that's the only thing that would probably change it. But I think he's getting better every year, to be honest. I mean, he didn't start like the best this year, but he's looking good again. And I think in a couple of years you'll probably see him in his sort of prime in terms of halfback. He's a gun anyway, but in terms of a halfback player, I think a couple more years and he'll be right.
Would you pick him for Origin?
I would. I honestly would pick him for Origin in the 6 outside Cleary. And that's what I guess I was saying. I feel like he's probably better in that six role, the way he plays and sort of his game style sort of suits that better. But I would honestly pick him for Origin.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Thank you very much, Jaidyn. So we're going to recap our poster boys and we're going to say goodbye. Jaidyn will just leave you with how to give her a follow on her socials. We'll do the same. And then hopefully we'll be back next week with the same show. So, Jaidyn, can you recap your poster boy for this week?
Yeah, so Dallin Witteni-Zelezniak at $9 is my...
Nice.
Yep, is my one. And my Twitter handle, if you want to give me a follow, I talk a lot, talk about Supercoach, talk about betting, talk about rugby league. So it's JAIGGG_. So JAIG_ is my Twitter, and that's where you can find me. Have a chat. And thanks for having me on.
Pleasure. And our poster boy is Micah Sevo at $29. Shop around, guys, for that. You may be able to get slightly better odds. If you'd like to follow us on our socials, then the best thing to do is Google the Snipers Club Linktree. You'll find all our links there. And we'll hopefully be back next week with another guest, and we can look back at Jaidyn's results too. And she'll leave the multi in the notes for you guys too. Jaidyn, thank you very much for joining.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Speak soon.
See ya.